Het moment waarop jouw hart stopt, is voor anderen juist het moment waarop het verhaal pas begint. Dit is zo'n onderwerp waar bijna niemand over durft te praten. En juist daarom moeten we het wel doen. Wat gebeurt er met je lichaam als je doodgaat? Wat als jouw lichaam daarna nog levens kan redden? Niet een orgaan, je hele lijf. Het kan ziektes onthullen, nieuwe operaties mogelijk maken, dokters opleiden, fouten voorkomen. Het kan 100 mensen helpen, terwijl de meeste mensen niet eens weten dat dit bestaat. Ik ben Savannah, ik ben jouw host. In deze podcast vertellen wij verhalen voor de kist. De verhalen waar niemand over durft te praten, maar jou laat zien wat er echt mogelijk is. Ik neem je mee achter de schermen van een wereld die mensen liever vermijden, maar waar jij en ik allemaal in terechtkomen. Vandaag zitten we aan tafel met de mensen die hier elke dag mee werken. Fenix Biomed. Dit is rauw, dit is echt, dit is heftig. Maar ook dit is belangrijk, dus blijf erbij. Want dit gesprek gaat je kijk op de dood zo hard veranderen. Kelly, you are English, you're from America.
I am. Yep.
How long you're here in the Netherlands?
I moved here almost exactly 7 years ago.
7 years ago,
Yeah.
wow. And who are you? Because I just want to always do a little introduction from the people. So yeah, tell me who you are.
It's a great question. I love playing soccer.
Yeah,
Love animals. I've got a dog and a cat at home,
amazing. I have 2 dogs.
and they're just the best. I had to go drop off my dog at daycare today, so that I
Amazing.
could come do this,
Yeah.
right? And I have been in this industry for 15 years now.
And the industry, what we're talking about is the body donation.
Yes.
Yes, and how did that start? Because it's not a normal, usual thing that you say, I'm gonna work in the body donation.
No, not at all. I was looking for a job on Craigslist,
Yeah,
and it said medical education and research.
Yeah.
And I thought, medical education and research, that's right down my alley. Perfect. It's the exact right job. I had no idea what I was walking into.
Yeah.
Walked into the interview, was talking to the founder of the company, and he said, told me what they're doing. And he said, "What do you think about that?" I said, "I think it's interesting."
yeah.
He goes, "Interesting. It's like, why? What's the problem?" He said, "Every time somebody says interesting, I never hear from them again."
Because they're scared of it.
Exactly. That's their default worry
Yeah.
word. But I really thought that it was interesting. And so I started in the organization where I met with the researchers and the educators
Yeah.
and spoke with them about what they needed, what they were doing. And I fell in love with it within the first year.
Amazing. And
And
the researchers are the people that work on the body?
Yeah, they work with the donated tissue.
Yes.
So yeah, they're the ones that call us, ask for specimens, and then we have to know what they're doing with them, right? So
Yes.
they're constantly telling us about the research that they are going to be using the specimens for.
Yeah.
And it's fantastic. I remember the very first one that kind of inspired me was a neuroscientist who said, "I think that I found a new approach to this brain surgery.
Oh, wow.
And this approach cuts the approach down from 18 hours down to 8. And I was like, "The approach. So before you start the surgery, it's 18 hours? He said, "Yeah." I
Wow.
was like,
And that's
Okay.
changed, I think, your whole look on how you look at body donation. Because the first time, when I heard it, I'm a little bit scared of it, and I think a lot of people are.
Yep.
But I'm also really excited that you're here in the podcast to also ask you some questions about how things started.
Yeah.
And it's also really interesting that you really saw that it's working and that people really,
Yeah.
how do you say that? It's not really an experiment, of course, but
it's research.
the research, and that is really working.
Yeah.
And what is the role in your organization?
My role, I'm the founder and
Yeah.
the managing director.
And
So-
what do you do exactly?
What do I do personally?
Yeah, what do you do exactly in your own organization? Because Fenix Biomed is your organization with body donation.
A little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything, of course. Yeah, always.
As a startup, luckily I have some amazing employees.
Yeah.
But I kind of do a little bit of everything.
Yeah. And how does it work? Like, if I wanted to be like donated, like you have like a different way because you have like whole body donation. But how does that work?
Yeah. So people donate they complete the consent, the codicil,
Yes,
and submit that to us. And depending on where they are in their life, it really changes how the process works. If you were to submit your paperwork, we would just accept the registration, send you a donor card, and then your family would contact us when you passed or when you got close to the time of death. With people who are closer to death, then we actually do a pre-approval with them so that they know that they're going to be accepted. And once they're pre-approved, then the family calls us when they pass away. And
what is when do you got approved and when not? And what happens for the family when you're not accepted?
Yeah. So with us, the non-acceptance generally comes up immediately. So we can't accept anyone with hepatitis B, hepatitis C, HIV.
Yes.
So we let
like
people
certain
know.
kind of diseases.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. The kinds of diseases that are could be problematic for both our employees and for the researchers.
Yeah, of course, that's very, very important. And how do they test that? Like you can test that already when you're alive, or how does that work?
Yes. Most of the people will know whether or not they have a disease. And so if they let us know, unfortunately, we can't move forward with them.
Yeah.
But then we also run tests when we receive the donors.
Amazing. Wow. It's like, I'm very inspired by it. And you went from America, but you're here in the Netherlands.
Yes.
Like, why?
Yeah.
I'm very interested in that.
In my early days, working with researchers, I got very upset when I would be speaking with a researcher specifically, and they would say, "Oh, I need so many specimens. Can you send me a quote?" And I would send them a quote.
And specimens? What
specimens,
does that? What is that?
Specimens. So it could be a knee, it could be a shoulder.
Yes. Amazing. Yeah, now I understand. Yeah.
And they would need, 10 knees for a research project. And then they'd get the quote, and the shipping was so high that they would have to cut back how many specimens they were getting.
Yeah.
Which to me felt like we were losing resources. We were spending resources on shipping rather than the resources on the research.
Yeah.
So I thought, we work so much in Europe. Europe really needs its own program. And there were no programs in Europe when I started.
Oh, wow. That's truly amazing.
Yeah.
And the organizations there are in Europe. Are you different from them?
So most of the organizations here are university programs.
Okay.
And so we work very differently from university programs.
What is the difference?
Yeah. Universities are there to train future doctors on the anatomy.
Yeah, so they gonna learn the students, right?
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, I've seen that before.
And for us, most of our specimens will go for medical education, which is training surgeons on a new product.
Yeah.
And so probably the best way to think about this, or one of the most best examples, is the Da Vinci robot.
Yeah.
So the Da Vinci robot works in exactly opposite way of someone who is trained in laparoscopic surgery. So in laparoscopic surgery, if you want to go down inside, you have to go up outside.
Yeah.
The Da Vinci, if you want to go down, you go down.
Yeah.
And so you have to retrain surgeons from what they're accustomed to doing. And that is a lot of what we do.
Amazing. And also how that works. I never knew this. It's I think it's not only interesting for me, but also for a lot of others, because when I say we have a guest for body donation, everybody's like, oh my God, and I think this is important because I think it will break open a lot of questions for people. Yeah. What is also really important about body donation, because you said about the research, but what kind of research we're talking about? Like, of course, for the brain you said earlier, but what kind of research is there more? Yeah,
there's just about anything that you could think of.
Yeah.
I had the ironic experience last year of having 2 life-saving surgeries that my mom had at 87, both were projects that I had been a part of at one point in my career. So the big one though was having her heart valve replaced through her femoral artery. Now this was a project that I worked on in about 2011.
Scary.
Yeah. And the reason that this surgery started was because there was a woman who was allergic to anesthesia and needed a heart valve replacement.
Yeah.
And so the surgeon came to our company and said, hey, I need to figure out if this is something that we can do. So we actually, found a good prospective donor and falsified kind of a reconstituted blood flow so that the surgeon could practice with blood flow how to change out a heart valve without any anesthesia. So he did this a couple of times and then actually performed the surgery, and she lived.
Wow.
And so I'm telling this story to my
truly
mom.
Remarkable. Yeah.
And I'm explaining to her what her surgery is going to be. And she goes, now I know what you do.
Yeah.
It's just like, I've only been doing this for 14 years, but now she understands.
So it's really like saving, like the donation, the body donation is really saving other people's lives.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's crazy if you think about it, because like we're not like in the hospitals or like doing this kind of things. And you expect when you go to, if you're sick or something like that, that everything goes like, easy and it's there, but you don't think about the whole process behind and what happens before, of course. And what is the impact of one donor? What can make impact of one donor?
Yeah, well, it can be anything from a single project like that one, or it can be up to 10 projects.
And it's also about the organs, because you said earlier like a knee, but like which body parts will use? Like, is that everything or
pretty much everything?
Yeah.
It all depends on what research projects we're involved with at that time, and which medical device companies we're working with. Yeah. But it can be, there's a company here in the Netherlands that works with hearts, and so sometimes we're supplying hearts for them. Sometimes we're working with cochlear implants, so that people can hear for the first time. There are only 4 companies in the world that do that, and we work with all 4.
Oh, wow. Amazing. So you work a lot of with different kind of companies. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's really important. Also with the one in America, or you don't have...
We don't ship that direction. Everything stays in Europe, UK.
Yes. Yep. To also keep the control over it, right?
Yep.
And how does family react on it? Because sometimes I hear stories when people in the hospital and the person passed away, then the family hears about the donation because that person wanted to donate their body.
Yep.
But how does that go for when family don't want that? Because that happens, I think, also a lot, because I think a lot of people don't understand how it works. And it's scary, right?
Yeah.
To think about if I think about my family to be donated, I'm really scared.
Yep.
But how's your mind about that?
Yeah. So if a family member does not want it, generally the person withdraws. Yeah. And I always tell them, if your family really doesn't want it to happen, all they have to do is not call us. Yeah. We're never going to know. Yeah. We're not going to come hunt them down. Like, we're not searching out the obituaries,
Yeah. It have to be a free choice for everybody.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, and the families that are involved are very happy. Yeah. Because their family member wants to do this. They want to give back. They want to give back to humanity. And so they understand that out of the passing of their loved one, something really amazing is happening. And so once you kind of really accepted that, the family is honored.
And do you involve also families? Because I think people will come to you I want this, or I want to have more information. Yep. Do you also involve family members with it? Mm-hmm.
We suggest that people talk to their family and, have that conversation. And they are welcome to call us if they'd like to discuss that with us. But yes, we very much try to involve the family, have the next of kin involved. And then we also have them very much involved when we pick up the donors.
That's Yeah, it's really good.
Yep.
And what happens, because I'm very curious, because when they do the research and the research is finished, what happens with the body? Like, what goes next?
Cremation.
Cremation is always?
Yep.
And do also, like, when a person is donated and they do the research and the body is cremated, get also the family get to know this? Or is it just the body is donated and then it stops from there?
So there are 2 additional contacts.
Yeah.
After the donation. The first one is the initial cremation, which if the family wants remains, then we will provide some remains for the family. So they're notified at the time of cremation, and they're notified when they can either pick it up or we can have it delivered. And then we also, depending whether or not the family wants the information, we will supply a letter that provides some information about the projects that their family, that their loved one went to support.
And what is the biggest misunderstanding about body donation? Because you have a lot of knowledge about it, but what do you think is the big misunderstanding about it?
I think most people don't understand that it exists.
Yeah.
They think, oh, I signed up with organ donation, I signed up with the tissue donation, I signed up with the university, so you're going to get my body anyway. And the reality is, anyone that wants to donate with us needs to donate with us directly.
Yeah.
We are not a part of any other program. The university programs are separate, and the organ donation, tissue donation through the Dutch government is separate.
Yeah, and if you, because you do the whole body, and if somebody says, but I want also to do I want my organs to be donated, is that also possible with your company?
It depends on what they're looking to have donated.
Yes.
We work with the brain bank.
Yeah.
And we work with the eye bank. So they can donate their corneas or their eyes, and they can donate their brain.
Was that in the beginning scary for you? Because, like, of course, you have the the interview in the beginning, what you told me.
Yep.
But how? And of course, it's interesting because it's something you don't hear.
Yep.
But how was that for you about the body donation from the beginning to the start? From also because you met the people also that gonna donate the body.
Yeah, I never met the people that
you don't
donated
met the people. Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
I do now.
Yeah.
But in the beginning of my career, I didn't. It was very separate.
Yeah.
And I kind of like the more holistic approach that we have, that, people get to know us.
It's more warm, right?
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
more human. Like I want to know somebody if you're going to donate, I donate my body. I want to know the people that, gonna do that, right?
Yeah. So people come in and have a cup of coffee and have a tea and sit and chat with us.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
And do you want to do it by yourself later?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
And can families also say goodbye?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we have a program for a service as the family is as we collect the donor, and we try to give the family the opportunity, one, to have some time before we come, and then also to have the service that we provide.
Wow, amazing! Yeah, I don't know what to say. It's really good how you do that. How do you ensure the respect? Because about the research again.
Yeah.
How you can make sure that there's a lot of respect towards the body.
So many ways. One, I get to know every one of our clients.
Yeah.
Meaning I'm on the phone with them. I research their background. When they apply to receive specimens, I dig into their background. I make sure that their publications that they've written, of course, we have standards and rules that they have to agree to abide by, but then we also audit them and make sure that, their lab's clean, that their facilities are documenting everything properly. And really, you can generally get a feeling off of somebody.
Yeah, you always know straight away. It's like an instinct. And when you were seeing the people, do you also see? Did you ever saw how they do the research?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I've been to many facilities
and
to
how
see
does
what they do.
And how does that work? Because of course, they do it with a body, but like, how do they prepare? How do they make sure that everything goes like smoothly and also in a respectful manner?
Yeah. So when I go either just visit or do an audit, I make sure that that every single detail is in line. So, I check their paperwork. I check what they're doing, because almost all of them are kind of constantly in the middle of using specimens during the day.
Yes.
So you can see where they are and what they're doing. And you get to meet not only the person that applied, but all the people in the lab.
Yeah. And where are the businesses are located at?
Mm-hmm.
Like in which places in Europe?
Yep. So we currently have 3 clients in the UK. Germany is a lot of them. Netherlands, France, Spain.
Also, it's just everywhere.
Sweden, Norway.
And where in the Netherlands? Like, where is it, in Amsterdam or?
Kind of all over. So Eindhoven, Amsterdam.
Is it like how many people each year? I don't know if you know that, but how many people donate their body?
Well, we just started.
Yeah.
So we'll see how the donations continue.
Yeah. In America, is the number big that people that donate their body?
Yeah. The number is not known.
No. But did you saw like a lot of people wanted to do that?
Absolutely. Yeah. It's the United States basically supply all of the specimens for the world until we got here.
Oh, wow. That's really interesting. It starts there, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. And did it change? Because also like the body donation, then you have the funeral industry. Mm-hmm. How do you look at the funeral industry? Because you have to work also with people from the funeral industry, I think, or...
Absolutely. I look for amazing people. I'm honored to work with Sternhavel.
Yes.
I'm honored to work with Kim and Bo.
Yeah. We have her later here.
Yeah, exactly. I look for amazing people, and that's who I find.
I think the best thing to do always in life, that you have to be really connected with people. Mm-hmm. And it's also in business. If you don't like each other, like if in a very easy way, if you don't like each other, it's not going to work. Exactly. And you just have to not always like, but also have a good, like, how do you say that? Like, I'm searching for my English again here. You know what I mean, right?
A good synergy, which is what I found with Bo, with Kim, with Sternhavel. Yeah.
That's amazing. I want to thank you so much for sitting here and
pleasure.
do your story, because we have your colleague, Bo.
Yeah.
And I have some questions for her. And I think it's really, important that we talk about that people have a choice.
Yep.
If they want to donate their body, and also that it's out there, because also for me, I'm 26.
Yeah.
And what I said, I'm a little bit scared of it, but now you're explaining it to me, also what they can do with a body donation, that they can help a lot of people. It is getting in my mind, and it's really important, because if it's not there, nothing happens.
Exactly.
So
we won't continue to advance without body donation.
Yeah.
The research just stalls.
I hope the very best for you and your company, Fenix Biomed. Yep. So, and maybe I see you next time. So Absolutely. Thank you so much joining the podcast.